This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Greetings viewers, you're watching Pulse of Africa. I am Tinsaya Gabriel bringing you today's latest news. First, here are our top stories. South Africa hosts African Water Investment Summit with call for safe water for all. Cameroon to conduct population census in 2026. Ethiopian fossils reveal new species and human evolutionary lineage. Now the news in detail. The inaugural African Water Investment Summit kicked off on Wednesday in Cape Town with a call to secure safe water for all across the continent. The conference, convened by South Africa as a part of the G20 presidency and jointly organized with the African Union and other stakeholders, aims to mobilize at least $30 billion a year to close Africa's water investment gap. This summit is a landmark moment not only for Africa but for global movement for access to safe water for all, said South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in his opening address. Ramaphosa underlined four ambitions of the summit: to endorse the summit declaration that commit to scale up investments, improve governance and increase accountability in the water sector, to showcase a pipeline of 80 priority water investment projects from 30 countries, to facilitate matchmaking between governments, finances and partners, and position water at the highest levels of global political and financial agenda. Cameroon is going to conduct a population census next year, the country's prime minister's office said in a statement on Wednesday. The census will be coupled with the general census of the agriculture and livestock, the statement said. On Tuesday, the country's prime minister, Joseph Dion Ngute, chaired an interministerial meeting to deliberate on the modalities of the operation. This will be the fourth general population census in the Central African nation will conduct, following previous censuses in 1976, 1987, and 2005. The 2005 census showed that Cameroon's population was around 17.5 million. Researchers have unearthed tooth fossils in Ethiopia dating to about 2.65 million years ago of a previously unknown species in the human evolutionary lineage. The scientists discovered in the Ledi Garawa research project area of the northeastern Ethiopia's Afar region 10 teeth, 6 morals, 2 incisors, 1 premolar, and 1 canine that they concluded belonged to a new Australopithecus species. The teeth came from 2 individuals. The researchers said the newly found teeth bore traits indicating they belonged to a 7th species. The scientists also discovered 3 other teeth dating to 2.59 million years ago that had traits showing they belonged to the oldest known species of Homo, one that was first revealed by a jawbone unearthed in the same vicinity in 2013. The UN Security Council on Wednesday rejected the announcement of the establishment of a parallel governing authority in the areas controlled by South Sudan's Rapid Support Forces. In a press statement, the council members also expressed grave concern about the implications of such actions, which represent a direct threat to Sudan's territorial integrity and unity and further risk exacerbating the ongoing conflict in Sudan, fragmenting the country and worsening an already dire humanitarian situation. They unequivocally reaffirmed their unwavering commitment to Sudan's sovereignty, independence, unity, and territorial integrity. They stressed that any unilateral steps that undermine these principles threaten not only the future of the Sudan, but also the peace and stability of the border regions. In other news, wildfires caused by arsonists or thunderstorms and fanned by a heat wave and strong winds wreaked destruction across southern Europe on Wednesday, burning homes and forcing thousands of residents and tourists to flee. Fire has affected nearly 440,000 hectares in the Eurozone so far in 2025, double the average for the same period of the year since 2006, according to the EU Science Hub's Joint Research Center. Elsewhere in Europe, heat alerts were issued in Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, and Balkans on Tuesday, with temperatures expected to soar above 40 degrees Celsius in some regions. Europe has been battling wildfires for weeks now, with smoke, greenhouse gas emissions related to forest fires since the beginning of summer. In the Northern Hemisphere, among the highest ever recorded, according to the EU climate monitor Copernicus. The U.S. FBI said it had on Wednesday returned to Mexico a stolen manuscript dating back 5 centuries to the Spanish conquest and signed by its leading military commander, Hernan Cortez. Special Agent Jessica Dittmer, a member of the FBI's art crime team in New York, said the document contains a detailed accounting of logistics related to Cortez's journey to what eventually became New Spain, a territory that stretched from Central America to modern-day Washington state. This is an original manuscript page that was actually signed by Hernan Cortez, she said in a statement. Pieces like this are considered protected cultural property and represented valuable moments in Mexico's history.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia And burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. All the time, Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Turning to business news, the Africa 50 General Shareholders Meeting is currently underway in Maputo, Mozambique, brings together a high level of network of investors to discuss infrastructure development in the continent. Africa 50 is a platform that brings together a high-level network of investors, multilateral institutions, and government leaders to shape the future of infrastructure development in Africa. This year's General Shareholders Meeting, hosted by the government of Mozambique, is pushing for infrastructure rollouts in key sectors on the continent. As the world grapples with geopolitical issues, Africa is on a drive to mobilize its resources to cushion against the repercussions of the global uncertainty. Finally, Nigeria increased capital requirements for insurance business fivefold and gave operators a year to comply or risk losing their licenses. The capital threshold for non-life insurers was raised to 15 billion naira from 3 billion naira, that of life insurers to 10 billion naira from 2 billion naira, and reinsurers to 35 billion naira from 10 billion naira, according to the industry law emailed by the National Insurance Commission, the regulator. An insurer registered before commencement of the Insurance Industry Reform Act needs to comply with the rules within 12 months, it said. Before we close, here is a quick look at the latest global commodities prices. Next, let's take a look at the current weather forecast. That's all from Pulse of Africa today. Thank you for being with us.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.